Hello guys, how are you guys doing? I fucked up this intro about 10 times. I've recorded the first bit about 10 times. And to prepare for this video, I almost started crying about 2 times. Make it 3 actually, because honestly, you should probably count the first time. Anyway, so I'm here to tell a story today more than anything. A story about me. One of the most important things I feel like being who I am in general is that I want to be as transparent with who I am as I just possibly can be. Mostly because I feel like it's necessary. Like, I let you guys into my life quite on a regular basis, and I also want there to be no confusion about who I am at all. I don't want it to be like that someone does a gotcha moment in the future. I don't want there to be, oh, you claim to be this, but you truly you were that, or you did that, or whatever. So I try to, my stories I tell as much to you guys, for you guys to know who I am and where I came from and what made me be who I am today, but also to be able, it's therapeutic to me. It's talking has always been my way of healing. And if it's talking to you guys, or is it talking to a therapist, if it's talking to anyone really, a mentor, a friend, it's always been a thing that it was important and is important to me. Um, so yeah, I don't know how long this video going to be, probably forever. But this particular story, here's the thing, while preparing for this video, I thought of 3 other stories I wanted to tell. 3 other stories, just straight off the bat. Honestly, I might just fucking make a hat trick and make all 3 videos now, but I don't think I actually have the mental capacity to do so. So I'm going to tell one story, the one I prepared for the most, at least. Around me, I actually have several pictures back in the day. I don't want to show too much of them, but some of the, like you see, I don't know how much you guys see here. I should probably make sure. I have a book here. I'm not going to show it too much because I'm not technically even allowed to have this book. It's a book of pictures from when I was in like early SAS. 6 years maybe. What was I, 6 7 years in these pictures? Technically, regulation wise, you're not supposed to have these pictures because of, you're not supposed to have them because of names they were taken for education reason. They were left in the school. The school is now closed, but friends on the inside got me the book because I wanted the pictures, because mate, it's me and my friends from back then. It's me and all of them. It's my best friend at the time, my my classmates, all these people I have amazing memories with. The other story I wanted to do is the other story is the other story I was thinking of also doing right now before I went back to my original pick was why all these people, there's about, let's say, like 10 of them, just straight off the bat, why all these 10 people now don't speak to me. These We were a tight knit group. We were about 10 students maybe around, that we are always together. We grew up in a little village type thing. We all knew each other. We knew everything was, grew up on the countryside. Everyone knows everyone in there, and even more so, like, everyone, everyone knows everyone. We hang out with each other. Girls and boys didn't matter. The race didn't matter. Nothing mattered. We were all friends. I also want to tell a story at some point why I lost these friends, and I say I lost these friends because I was the one who fucked up. Mm, You know. But anyway, so the story I want to go with today. The story I want to go with today is a different one. Well, it's not a different one entirely, but it also is. So I'm just gonna come out straight, and so it doesn't be. I've told this story before in a way, but I'm gonna tell it now more with me being able to concentrate fully on the story and not just the chat as well. Even though the chat interaction is always wonderful, it also like hampers the ability of telling a story complete. If there's any missed details in this, I apologize. Probably not. you guys, you wouldn't know, but I apologize to myself that's gonna have to rewatch this, and I apologize to the people involved if they ever were to see this. And honestly, if anyone of them ever wanted me to take this down in the future, fucking just tell me, man, and I'll remove it in an instant. You guys are part of the story, and the only reason I'm telling it is because I think people can take something good away from it. Because I've learned from it, and I hope others can as well. Is admitting your mistake. So, to set this point off, and I'm also going to do a timestamp here so you guys don't have to hear the ramble in the beginning. To set things straight and clear from the instant beginning, this story happened when I was 15, maybe? No. It happened for a long time, let's put it that way. I was younger. I don't know the exact date or anything like that. So the time, it was a long fucking ass time ago is what I'm trying to say. But, okay. Anyway. So, as I said, we were all a tight-knit group back then. And we moved into the... Fuck it. Like, honestly, if I'm gonna start this story, I'm gonna start it the right way. Me and my best friend at the time, we were always together. We loved each other. We helped each other. I knew his family. He knew my family. We hang out all the time. We were the same age. We had similar interests. We have similar personalities. He was kind. He was... well, the difference between him, he was good at school and I was bad at school, in a sense. We were always together. We were considering each other best friends. You know, all that stuff that comes with it. All that. Now there was also this other guy. Like, this guy was in our class. He was 1 year younger than us, actually, but because there were only 2 of his year, like in the class below us, they had to move up to us in a way, but also because he moved up because he didn't really have any friends, is what we had been told at the time. We were told that he didn't have any friends, and the only friends he kinda had was me and my best friend. My best friend and him lived, well, basically like, I don't know, 3 minutes from each other, out on the countryside on a farm type thing, you know. And their families were intertwined because, like, one of them was the farmer and one of them was like the not help, but like they worked on each other's, you know, farms and helped each other out, stuff like that, right? My best friend was in no way a farmer, though. Like, he was not. He was more of a schoolboy, study. I think he's he's working as a social worker, or trying to become one at least now. There's a story about why I'm not talking to him as well, and I'm gonna get to that one day, but not now. But anyway, so as I said, this other dude, then we can call him C. Let's call him C. Is the guy, you know, C is the other guy, and A was my ex best friend. So C didn't really fit in. He really didn't fit in. He was different from the rest of us. He was not. He was different. The rest of us were like farmer boys. The rest of us were, you know, playing around, fucking around, messing around. You know, we did all the different type of stuff that we almost expected from people living on the countryside. He really wasn't. He wasn't one of us. So he became an outsider in a way. And, you know, the other guys didn't really take to him. Neither did me and my best friend. But we all had to, because we were all like a class of 10 students. Of course, you got to hang with everybody. It's just the way it was. But as soon as we moved from year 6, I don't know if you're 14 to 15, and moved into the higher school, I don't know if it's high school maybe, but like when we were like 15 or 14, 15, 16 maybe, or something like that. When we moved into the other school, which is located in the town I currently live in, it's the bigger town, right? The bigger town where we when I moved into when I got older. It's the dynamic of the group changed a lot because all us 10 other students, we were three of us, actually four, five technically, five of us that were from that group moved to that group. Oh my god, I forgot the whole fucking year. Fuck it. Oh god. When we got into this new school, me, him, me, A, and C became a lot closer because we were the only ones from the countryside in our class. So we started talking to each other like more and more. But me and A were still the best friends. We were the common denominator. We were the ones to hang out the most after school, talking, discussing, playing, studying together. We did all the stuff together. But C was always around. He was always around no matter what. He was always around. And it actually started pissing me and A off a lot. We it got to the point of us actually despising the dude. Like we hated him. Like I will say hate because it's a strong word. Maybe it's the wrong word, but we hated him. We despised him. We called him names. We the worst things we like, not the worst things, but a lot of things that we did. We like, for example, like when we're at school. It's quite a big school. Well, for us farmer guys, it came from a very small school. We could easily, him and me and A were like saying, "Oh, C, go look there," and me and A running away, just straight running the other way where he was looking. He knew what we were going to do, but like straight looking away. And we ran away, and he sometimes tried to chase us, sometimes not. Uh, And like that was a common theme, right? That was not just from us two, of course, it was from a lot of other people as well. He didn't fit in. We didn't necessarily like him. And it showed. He was bullied. The dude was bullied. And something I had to come to terms with a lot later. I didn't back then I wouldn't admit it. Took me a few years to admit it, but me, A, and a lot of other people bullied him. I was a bully, mate. I smile at that. That's wrong, but I was a bully against this dude, and I hate it. Now, when I've grown up, I'm still young. Fuck's sake, like this dude had to live with us putting him down for being different. He was into theater. He wanted to achieve things a lot bigger than the rest of us. It was quite noticeable that he had a vision. He was creative. He was versatile in his skills. He studied and tried hard to do what he wanted to do. And instead of us encouraging that, like we should have had, like we put him down for not being the same. And when he just wanted to be friends with me and my best friend at the time, we ran away, quite literally and figuratively. We didn't like him. Called him names. I think the worst thing we ever called it, the worst, not necessarily just because of the word, but we called him a parasite. And like that doesn't sound too bad, but like in the sense that we actually meant it and we told it to him. And I'm not gonna say he's like, I'm not gonna make excuses for it. Like him and me was a bully at the time, and I have come to terms with that is what I was at the time, and I was a bully towards this dude. Now, here's the thing. In no way do I believe at the time that what I was doing was wrong. I was annoyed. I was younger. I didn't like to do whatever, right? And I thought that like me and A just want to be alone, handle our talk and be friends and have fun together. Why the hell does C have to come in here and just be annoying? Like he doesn't have a place with us. He moved into our class. He was 1 year younger than us. Moved into our class just because he didn't have any friends. How's that our fault? That's what we thought at the time. This is just, we were dicks. We were mean. We were stupid. We were bullies. I honestly I get upset to this day about the shit I did then, because I know now, and I've known for a while how wrong that was. Like, who the fuck does that? Why did I do that? I know better. Like, obviously I didn't know better, but like, I know better. That is not who I am. I don't want to believe that that is who I was, but now, of course, I know that's not who I am. I have grown from them, and that's the only thing I'm proud of, the only thing I can say. But now you might say, alright, Lois, this was. I can't even use my real name there. Lois, this was. What, 10 years ago? 10 plus years ago is a long time. He's probably moved on. Everyone else probably moved on. You don't talk to anyone anymore, so why does it matter? Why does it haunt you? It haunts me because I'm an emotional person to begin with, but that's not it. It's because the most annoying point here, like, to me, that is that it very recently showed he came back into my life, not officially, but in a way being mentioned very recently, and I had to defend him, and I had to defend him, if we can call it that. And with me defending him, you know what I realized? Like, when I defended him, I realized that, what? I'm defending him from shit I did. That's when I realized I was a bully. And give this to be 2 years ago. Okay, longer, 5 years ago maybe. Of course, I knew what I did before was wrong as well, but I didn't necessarily acknowledge it in words that I was a bloody bully. And honestly, like, the only thing I can say about that is that I've grown from that. I've done that once, I think. I want to believe that I've only done that once, and I want to believe that I have grown from who I was into something better. My goal in life is to never repeat the how I treated him just because it was different. And here's the thing. There's no redeeming quality for me here. I was a dick, and I'm trying to just better myself at this point. I'm not that person anymore. I would never go back, never want to go back to being who I was towards this dude. Because a lot of other people at the time did not really view me that way. Like, yeah, no, like, it was that. I think that's what's the most scary. Like, everyone else was friendly, everyone else was nice. We all liked each other. We all hanged out. We were all like good friends and hanged out and done stuff. And I was viewed as a good guy. Like, and whoever says that they're viewed as a good guy, but here's the thing: that's always kind of been a way I try to help people in one way or another if they needed whatever. But then suddenly that falls, like, suddenly this comes, like, this other dude would completely falls between the shares with this. Like, this dude I was just mean to. Even when I was considering myself doing good stuff, I was just fucking mean to this dude for no bloody, like, for only reason of him being wanting to be different, wanting to be more. Now, how did this come back to haunt me again? Haunt me might be the wrong word, but how did this come back? Well, it came back very recently. Like, a friend of mine showed me a clip of C doing stand-up comedy. He, like, as I said, he was very creative. He has done a lot of creative stuff since I last saw him. He's been on radio. He's done small indie movies. He's been on production for different type of things. He's been in the theater. He's tried, like, I don't know. He has done so much stuff: theater, movies, radio, podcasts. He's done a lot of stuff, always based on creating something, always based on being almost having a vision, being creative, being passionate, having a vision of what he wants, and being willing both to make a fool out of himself to get there, but also working hard to get there, and also doing it the right way. And as I said, this dude, I don't know how successful he is, neither don't know does it matter, but he has been on some noticeable things if you want to look at fame level or whatever, right? Now, how did I have to defend him? Well, as I said, my friend showed me a clip. My friend showed me a clip of him, right? Here's the thing, like I have an ability. Whenever I close my eyes, I can almost see in front of me what happened. I can paint like it's almost like paint a memory, like a memory of what happened. I can paint when I close my eyes. Like I see it. I don't need pictures to see it. I was there and I can see it like I was there. If I close my eyes, I can walk in my countryside home like I was there if I really wanted to. But having a picture helps, of course, if you have a reel. So actually, I have a few pictures here in front of me. You guys will not see them, of course, but it's of my friend and also my best friend. My best friend, oh god, damn, is of A and C, right? It's of A and C. Funnily enough, they stayed friends. I went out of the picture at one point for reasons that I'm going to talk about one day, but when I went gone, when I, when I went away, they grew up, they grew together, and honestly, they were probably a better match in general for being best friends, and I'm happy they still keep in contact as far as I know. But anyway, something I need. Anyway, why did I have to defend it? Well, my friend was showing me a clip of him doing stand-up comedy, and okay. So here's the thing. I did say he stood out when he was little for wanting to do things, and here's the thing. Now when I'm older and I can actually look back and seeing like pictures and stuff of all what's happened and putting things together logically, I can very much see one thing that was a common factor in all of this. He had a vision to become something more than just a farmer boy or just working at a normal job. He wanted to be more. Whatever he wanted to be famous or not is a different entirely, but he wanted to be more, work on more, create more. He was a visionary. If there was anyone, if I were to look like a group photo of all of us back then and look at every individual person and then just say, which one of these do you think will succeed? Of course, you can define success in many different ways, but who here do you believe one day could be on television? Who here do you believe one day could create a play? Who, you get the point. Now, I know I said it in some capacity even back then, or thought it. It's him. It's C. Because C wants to. He wants to fight for it. He wants to work for it. He wants to get there. It's his dream. And he's willing to fight for that dream. And he did. Because he's the only one who's doing any type of this stuff from the old group, from the old days. And my other friend then was like, not ridiculing him, but he had issues with me saying that me saying that I was not surprised to see him on stage, seeing him have some type of success, because they were not friends, they're friendly, they're acquaintances, they have talked, and my other friend is also trying to get into stand-up comedy shows and stuff, but in another field, but still, entertainment. And let's just say C has gotten further in every way. And I said it like the way I saw it. I always speak the truth. But and I said it like, I know that he can succeed if he wants to, if he works for it. And then my friend started saying like, well, he's just kissing ass to get there. I know he worked on a production with some high actor's wife, some shit like that. And I was just like, well, and he had to get favors to get on that stage to do stand-up comedy. He had to do this, he had to do that. And I was just like, I was still saying, and what does it matter? is doing whatever he can, whatever he needs to be to trying to um make his dream or his vision of what he wants to do reality. And no, like, obviously no, like, discredit to my friend. He also is really good at what he does. He always tries to improve, always tries to do new things. But I would argue that there's a difference, and the difference is that my friend is a little more safe. He's a little more, he is in his niche and he wants to stay in that niche. He's a little, he needs a push to be able to go the distance, while C, he is the push to want to go the distance. Now both of them can succeed, but one have a talent, but one has more of a talent for it, and one has to work more for it. C has more of a talent, but also the will to actually succeed. And now that's kind of what I want to get to here, is that looking back at it, obviously what I did was inexcusable. Like, it was shit of me to do. So I honestly, if there's anything I regret really, really in my life, it's looking back and seeing what I did towards this dude. And I hope that anything of what we did has not stuck with him. Because let's put it this way: A, my best friend, we had issues. We stopped talking for almost 6 years. A lot of things happened during those 6 years. A lot of bad things, and not even then did we stop talking. And but after, I think, six years, I had enough. I woke up one day in the morning. I'm gonna talk about this in another story time, but we're just gonna go through this bit. One morning, I woke up out of my bed, and I sat on my bed for almost 3 hours. I'm not over exaggerating here. Almost 3 hours, and just was thinking. Because up to that point, A, D, and a few other people had been on my mind for several years. Almost every day, week, they were on my mind. And what I said to myself was, how did I fuck up this bad with these many amazing people? Because it was all me. It was all me. So that day, I said, enough is enough. I went through some hoops and made it, and basically got in a situation. I called, or well, I texted A, and I didn't have his number or anything. I didn't really want to Google it, so I reached out to a friend, a mutual friend of ours, and I said, hey, mate, we have some things to talk about, and even if you maybe don't want to speak to me, then that's fine. But I have some things I really want to say. The way we ended our relationship, the way we ended our friendship, was not right. I want to talk about it. I want to explain. If you have some questions about it, then that's sure, shoot them. But I want to talk about this. Can we almost like schedule an appointment? Can like, do you have some time at some point where you can call me? We lived in two different cities at the time. We lived in two different cities at the time, so we couldn't like go and meet on a fika or anything, right? Uh, so anyway, the point of the matter is that we made up. We came to a conclusion. We buried the hatchet, him and me, and I don't think about him much anymore at all, because all that chapter was closed. But with C, the chapter isn't closed. It really isn't. And I think here C has moved on. He has a girlfriend now. I think he's working on his career. You know, Corona is probably hitting that as well as anything else. But he's working and doing what he can to do his stuff. You know, I'm looking at his Instagram right now. He's been to the U.S. May. Let's just say, looking through his Instagram and very like seeing pictures of all of them, because A is on there someday. It's both heartbreaking and inspiring because these are the people I used to love and I still love them, and I think that they are doing great things and I'm proud of them that they have done and are doing what they want to do. But here's the thing: when it comes to me, then why do I want to tell this? Well, honestly, I'm not sure anymore. I started this with a thought. I probably said something, but my point here is very: if you make a mistake, and I know I made a mistake, you can sit for years and regret the mistake. You can, and I did. Trust me, I did. I sat for almost 7 to 8 years regretting this mistake. Probably more now when I think about it. I'm older now than last time I told this story. That's not gonna help anybody. It's not gonna help them. It's not gonna help you. They have more than likely moved on. Honestly, yeah, they have more than likely moved on from this. They probably don't even think of me or give me one single thought, and that's okay. But sometimes you have to tell a story. Sometimes you have to apologize, not for the reasons of the person you're apologizing to, even though that should also be a thought, but so you can start moving on and healing if that's the type of person you are. Yes, I was the one doing the hurting, but in growing and in thinking about it now, I regret every single thing I did. I hate myself for what I did. And when I apologized to A, for example, I did it as much to apologize to him to finally clear the air, but also so I could start moving on from with my life and not being stuck in the past. Obviously, there was no knowing if he was going to accept the apology. He did, but there was no knowing that. He could have said, fuck off, I don't want you anywhere near my life. What you did to me hurt me. And I would have to accept that, but at least I could have said to myself is that I tried, and I hope that, that meant something. And if not to him, at least to me. And that I'm trying to learn from my mistakes. I've said this. I started with this saying this, like, I'm never going to redo what I did to him in any capacity or any form. I will not bully a person in my life again. And if I do, if anyone see me do it, I'm not talking banter, jokes, for real. If you see me bully another person, if someone sees me bully another person, honestly, I expect them to fucking call me out for it instantly. I say, what are you doing? That is not right. And if not, honestly, let's say that I started, like, let's say that something like that happened, I would want people to fucking leave me if that happened, because no one should allow that kind of behavior. Like, I wouldn't allow that kind of behavior anymore. Like I did then because I was stupid and young. I'm gonna say young because age matters. But I was stupid. I know better now, and you know what I want to get to? I want to get to the point. I am not there yet. I'm 20, I'm soon almost 25 years old, mate. Closer to 30, or 30 years. Closer to 30. I'm almost 25 years old, and if I met this dude on the street, if I met C on the street, I could not go up to him and say, hey, could we talk? Or, hey, you probably don't remember me, but I'm sorry for this, that, and this. Please accept my apology. I probably couldn't do that to this day because I'm so ashamed, and I'm just not there mentally to apologize to him. I want to. I want to get to the point where I can shake, even though, like, come on, even though maybe not shaking the hands anymore. I usually say shake the hand with the person and say that, but at least acknowledge with the person that I apologize to you and I'm sorry for what I did. I want to get to that point in my life. I'm not there yet, even though it's been so many years since all of this happened. But I'm not there yet, but I wish to be there one day. I want to be better than I was. I want to be better than I used to be, and I want to learn from my mistakes. If you're watching this, that's, if there's anything I hope you should take with you of any of this is basically me saying, realizing that you need to acknowledge you did wrong, and after you acknowledge you did wrong, you have to forgive yourself for being stupid and doing that. But you also have to apologize, I think, to the person, even if it doesn't matter to them. But you have to do that for yourself, so you know that you are capable of apologizing, that you really mean it, that you really mean that you are willing to make a change to your personality or to your person, or just acknowledge that who you were then were not as good as you thought you were, or acknowledge that you have things to work on. And I had to acknowledge that, and I'm still acknowledging that. Every day I learn new stuff. Every day I learn new ways of being and stuff like that. Like, as I said, C was the one C is the one to succeed. He is the one to reach heights the rest of us were never gonna be able to. He was different back then, and we put him down for it, even though we never should have. But he still worked through it. He still wanted to reach a dream. He still wanted to reach somewhere, and he's on the way of doing that. And even if it doesn't, he's still gonna be a greater person than I am for doing what he's following his dream like that. And honestly, yeah, I think that's it. I acknowledge your mistakes, apologize for your mistakes, and move on from your mistakes, and heal, learn, understand, do better. Always try to do better. Trying is the most important part, honestly. Like, if you try to do better, you're doing more than if you didn't try at all. And yeah, I don't blame C for anything. Like, the only thing I blame C for is honestly not fucking telling me straight up what you are doing is hurting me. Like, if he told me that, honestly, I would probably not have had good reaction to it. But like, that's the only thing I blame him for. If anything, is like, I wish you would have told me straight up. Like, but he shouldn't even have to do that. I say that's me fucking saying shit. No, that doesn't matter. You know what? Don't listen to that part. Fuck that part. I did wrong. I did wrong, and I'm gonna live with that. Just the way it is. I'm gonna try to learn from that. As all. Honestly, I'm probably dragging this out now. Like, May, like. Honestly. Um. I miss them. I'm going through all of these photos, and I'm seeing my A and C on their own pictures, right? Doing their stuff, looking through. I have them in this old, like, really fucking Buzz Lightyear thing, because the picture is almost as old as when I got this, right? When Toy Story was still a thing. I'm looking through all this, and the only thing I will tell you guys at one point why all even A and all of them stopped speaking to me, and I'll tell you guys at some point. But honestly, I miss them all. I miss them all, and I'm sad that they're gone from my life. But yeah, I am. But even I have moved on as well. I'm doing other things. I'm streaming. I'm trying to improve my life, getting new friends, talking to new people, experiencing new things as well. My life is not bad. In no way is it. But I have a lot to work on still. And I'm trying to acknowledge the things I did wrong, so I can then work on making them better, work on making myself better. And I'm never going to be a completed. No person is ever a completed thing. Like, I say this is my usual thing. When you accept that you are never, ever, 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 ever going to stop being a student, then you probably are closer to ever being graduating than ever. In life, you are never going to stop being a student. You have so much more to learn. Good, bad, whatever. As long as when you can acknowledge that that is the real thing, like you have more to learn, you have more to improve, you have more to understand, then you're gonna have a lot more of a rich life than if you think you're all knowing. And you know, even the most important part of there is probably about yourself. If you the more you acknowledge that about yourself, that you're not perfect, you probably have a lot to work on, and I do, and that's what I'm gonna try and do. And you guys are gonna see a lot of it on stream. I'm probably gonna fuck up in the future. Some of my old fuck ups are probably gonna resurface at some point when you're in the public light. That's just gonna happen. I just hope that whenever that comes, you guys, that we're able to, like, you know, talk about it, learn from it, and move on from it, and grow stronger, and learn from our mistakes. That's all we can do, and that's all I wish to do, and to be better. Thank you much, guys, for listening. I'm gonna end here before I talk too much. Thank you guys for listening so much. Sorry for rambling towards the end, but that's kind of what I am. Thank you very much for watching this, and goodbye, guys. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video, pod stream, or whatever I do. See ya.